All right, woohoo! We are live. Welcome, everyone.
You can stay in the room, but close the door so it makes more of a sound.
Yeah. We are live, and I am going to share... Oops, let me turn this sound down. Bing. And I'm going to share this with y'all. Set reminder. Oh, scheduled 10:27. Yeah, that's now. Right? 12:16?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. We're live. Sorry,
Hey.
I got confused. Let's see. Press this. I'm going to share this all over the place.
Hi.
In the meantime, how excited are we for The Rise of Skywalker?
Yes. You'll need to read the comments because I can't see them from here.
Okay. Ooh, who said... Sarah, did you make your hat? No, I did not. Luckily, we have had this hat.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
We've had this hat for a while. Shh. I'm just saying it. Keeping it real.
Okay.
Isn't they cute? Look at Richard's hat. Isn't that cute? I love his hat. It's a
Gotta be festive.
amazing. All right.
Yoda's ear bones were coming out.
Oh no.
The cartilage.
That's no good. All right. So I'm gonna share this all over.
You could respond back to that comment by saying, "Yep."
Which comment?
The one on Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
All right.
Live.
Everyone.
We are about to start.
Day of Skywalker.
I know.
Hey,
so cool.
Who's that guy in the picture with us?
Who? The guy in the picture? What picture?
What do you? That superimposed?
Oh. In the picture, well, they're not seeing that picture.
Oh.
So hold on. Let's see. Welcome.
So just to let you know that there will be no spoilers in this episode. Just the press conference stuff, and we didn't find out.
And no one had seen.
What?
Well, the cast had seen
the
the film the night before, but we had not.
The comments were very interesting, but it was nothing revealed.
Yeah. Saw before I clicked. Who is that guy?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. We just.
Yeah, we don't know.
Looks more like a Force ghost.
Maybe you'll find out.
I don't know. It's. Anyone here?
No?
There's no one here.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're ready to record.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So we're going to go to our show notes. And we're going to start, you guys. Yay! We got our Santa hats. We're all excited. Okay. I'm going to hit record. Bam!
All right. Go all the way down.
Where'd you...
I don't know where the cursor went.
There we go. All right. So... Everyone dead type spoilers. No. None of those. No, it's literally just kind of like what we're looking forward to in the film. Yeah. What the cast is looking forward to.
No speculations. We're not speculating.
No speculations. Yeah.
No, we're just going to go over what the cast and crew had said about working with each other. That's pretty much it. Yeah. But there's some pretty fun nuggets, especially from Anthony Daniels and Jonas Suotamo, who plays Chewbacca.
Oh, indeed. Okay, so, Richard, are we ready? Am I saying this is what you can look forward to?
No, because we're just going to go right into it.
It's a different one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go.
And here we go. Ho, 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 Skywalkers! With all that is coming out right now with The Rise of Skywalker. And in the spirit of giving, we want to give you a bonus episode of Skywalking Through Neverland. I am Richard Wolosky, but now everyone please say hello to my sweetie wife Sarah, the force that awakens me. It just came out. It just came out.
Whoa.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, you guys decide. Wow, I want to know. All right. I don't know how to take that. I love it. Thank you.
It's a compliment. How else would you take that?
I don't. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, welcome, Skywalkers.
Don't take it in the way that Batuu resident last night. When we visited Galaxy's Edge, said something a little bit off color.
Yes, they did, which we cannot repeat
No,
here.
we won't.
No. But it was something that Batuu residents should not say. Maybe they could say to frat guys, but definitely not our age. It was, never mind. All right.
What I said had nothing to do with anything he had said in that vein, okay?
All right, sounds good. All right. Well, welcome, Skywalkers, and thank you for joining us this week as we share in the excitement of Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, we've been teasing it on the last few episodes, but here it is right now. We're going to share our experiences at the Rise of Skywalker press junket, the world premiere. No, what is it? It's the World Press something.
World Press Conference.
Yeah, there you go. The World Press Conference held last week on December 4th in Pasadena.
All the stars were there, the creators were there, the costumes were there, and our recorder was there as well. So we're going to play some highlights in just a few minutes.
But before we do, we want to thank Small World Vacations for sponsoring this episode of Skywalking Through Neverland. Now, they are a diamond level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your next trip to Disney parks around the world. And best of all, their service is free of charge. So just head to smallworldvacations.com today for a no obligation price quote and tell them that Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Right. Okay, now let's get into the press conference.
Hey,
so much fun.
Hey. You were supposed to wait for me.
What?
James Burns is here.
James!
We didn't even notice you.
Oh my goodness.
No offense, but
No.
we've been coming and going, and
You're pretty quiet.
yeah. You know what? When we did sit down to watch The Last Jedi this morning, I felt like the couch was a little bit bumpy, but we're so focused on the movie. Oh, this is really awkward. This is really awkward. You know.
Well, I'm here now. I'm here.
All right.
Okay.
You know what?
You need to start the show from the top.
You know what? We're doing this live, so we got to start right from where we are right now. We got to continue with where we are right now. And
Okay.
you know what? To in all honesty, you did warn us last week that you were coming.
Absolutely. You
We
knew. You knew.
We just didn't know that you were coming right now in the middle of the broadcast.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm here now.
All right,
But now that you're here-
that's on us. So yeah. So welcome, James Burns from JediNews.com.
Well, JediNews.co.uk.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I the whole English accent threw me. I forgot that he was English.
Really?
Yeah.
You forgot I was English.
Yeah, you sound more like you're from Rhode Island.
Well, that's where the toys come from. Maybe you know.
Yeah. See, there you go. It all connects. It all connects.
Everything connects. In the Star Wars world, everything connects. You can find a connection for everything.
Through the way of the Force, the midichlorians all talk to each other.
Indeed.
Yes, I said midichlorians. Deal with it. All right, now, James, we're about to tell everyone about the Rise of Skywalker highlights, the press conference highlights.
You're going to tell them the whole story of the film?
We can do.
no.
You know what? We bought John Boyega's script on eBay. So.
Oh.
Did you? Okay.
Page number 1, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Page number 2, episode 9, Return of the Holiday Special.
In your dreams.
This is fake. This is a fake script. All right. Moving right along.
Someone's lost it
Yeah. All right, so, James, well, you were over there in Florida at the Rise of the Resistance press conference. We were over here at the Rise of Skywalker press conference, so we'll tell you and all the Skywalkers what a great time we had there.
And some tidbits to look forward to in the episode, and there will be no spoilers.
All right, now, Sarah, we got there very, very early in the morning.
Okay.
I want to say around like 9 a.m.
Yes, we got there. I think call time was what, 10?
10. We got there at 9, and the doors were already open.
Yeah.
And when we walked in, what's the first thing we saw?
Was there coffee?
The coffee and the tea. They had a nice buffet set up for us.
And a buffet that looked kind of like the what is it called? The cantina.
cantina, yeah.
It was kind of neat.
Yeah, kind of like if Olga were here, and she were setting up a buffet, because you know how friendly Olga can be around the holidays.
Yes.
But you look to the left, and there was the Emperor's throne room chair. They brought it in for a photo op moment.
It looked so cool, you guys.
And luckily we were there so early, there was no line.
Right.
I love the photo of you two
Oh, thank you.
on the chair.
Yeah, and you could wear the Emperor's robe and sit in this throne, and it wasn't like the throne from the Death Star. It was the throne that's seen in the new
trailer.
Yeah, so like the whole, like the spindly rock throne thing. It was really gigantic and cool.
Yeah. All right. Truth be told, it wasn't really rock. It was fiberglass.
Well, yeah.
I had to touch it.
Yes.
I'm looking around for red buttons. There weren't any red buttons.
You're shattering my illusions.
I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone there. Yes, it was rock. It was made of kyber.
Thank you.
Yes, there you go.
See, there you have it. So we took some pictures there. Then we went over to the t-shirt station.
Yes.
And got some nice t-shirts.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, tell us what you got.
Oh, we got little. So you could choose. Well, basically, it's a black T-shirt, and you and it has like little Rise of Skywalker on the sleeve, but you could choose what they screen printed on the front of the shirt. And so they had the Funko the emojis. They had the emojis that you see on Twitter. They had those available to choose from. You could choose one each. And I chose, Richard, you chose Dio.
I chose Dio. I gotta represent Dio.
Yeah, it was so cute. And you know what? After looking at all the different options, which they pretty much had everyone, Poe, Leia, BB-8,
Vader.
Yeah, and in emojis, I feel like creatures look better than people because people are very nondescript. So I chose Dio as well.
Yeah, which is good because he looks so cute.
He does.
He looks so cute. And a little,
very cute.
it's like a little tiny like superhero symbol on your chest.
Oh yeah, it is. Definitely.
James, had you been there, not over at Rise of the Resistance, who would you have chosen?
Hold
on.
Yeah, we have our little...
Stop.
I got a list over here. Oh, here we go.
There it is.
This is the list.
Okay, this is the list. I'm gonna choose. Ooh.
I know, it's hard.
I probably would have gone for Yoda, I think. Especially
Yoda?
with it.
Oh.
With everything going on at the moment
Yeah.
with Yoda, I probably would have chosen Yoda.
So these were our options.
We're showing all the Sky Tubers right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yoda. You know what? I did think about Yoda, but he definitely looks like old Yoda and not Baby Yoda.
Yeah, but right now, Baby
Yeah.
Yoda's on everyone's mind, so they would have seen it as Baby Yoda.
It's true.
Awesome. All right, from there, we did some photo ops. We went over there to take a picture with Chewbacca.
And then right after Chewbacca.
But wait a minute, you know what? This Chewbacca, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time I've seen a photo op outside of Disneyland where Chewie really roared and the mouth mechanisms moved. It wasn't just a mask.
You know what? You're probably right. I don't pay as much attention to that. But I think you are right.
Yeah. So and I'm sure they did borrow it from Galaxy's Edge because why bring why make a new costume for this one-time event?
Exactly. Yeah, so you could have photo ops with Chewbacca, and then immediately following that...
Oh, one more thing. Whenever I get a photo with Chewie, I've got to do the publicity photo from 1977 where Han Solo is leaning on Chewbacca. I've always got to do that pose.
It's so cute.
Yes.
I did it too.
I mean, you and Chewie are good friends, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Are you talking about from what happened last night?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Richard had a sort of encounter with Chewbacca last night.
Yeah.
At Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, we had an encounter with a man with some off-color humor. Not gonna tell you his name was Seth.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't Seth.
No.
But then after that, we were at the Resistance base. We were trying to... So we were walking up to the Resistance area. Shut up, you guys. And we were walking up, and we saw Vi Marati right by the entrance to Rise of the Resistance. So we were like, ooh, maybe she'll let us in. So we wandered over there, and Richard, you were doing your typical humor, and she was not having any of it.
Now that happens all the time.
No, and then Chewbacca walked up, and Rey was like around too. They were kind of circling, and Chewbacca walked up to you, and you had your Poe Finn bromance jacket on, but underneath you had a Vader Christmas sweater.
The ugly Christmas Vader sweater.
So
Chewie was not impressed.
Chewbacca saw that. He moved your jacket over, saw that, and he was not having. He took you by the head, and he started walking off. And meanwhile, the rest of the group were all standing there like, wait, he's still moving. Where's he going? Like he was literally taking him away. So
Vi was quite happy at this moment.
Vi was very happy.
Because Richard was arguing with Vi.
Yes.
And
debating,
not
happy
that Chewbacca had taken him away.
Yeah. So he's
always
going off.
happen?
And then I'm like, oh, well, okay, he's going somewhere, so I better follow. Well, I had to run to keep up because Chewbacca has quite the stride.
And he got quite the grip. He was holding me like Baby Yoda holds the silver ball.
Yeah. Yes.
Gripped in his paw.
Yeah. So he took Richard all the way over to kind of the area.
The First Order.
Almost the First Order area, and there's like a line in the ground, and he motioned and shoved you over the line and pointed. Like, you stay there, this is the Resistance, that's the First Order. And it was clear. And so, Richard, what did you do?
I wanted to come back to all my friends and make Chewbacca happy because I really wanted a Wookiee hug.
Yeah.
So I had to disrobe.
Yes. So
in the middle of Disneyland, he started taking his clothes off, ladies and gentlemen.
So he took off the sweater. He took off the Darth Vader sweater, put back on the Poe Finn jacket, and said, "Am I okay now?" And Chewie was like, and you threw away the sweater
I threw
too.
the sweater away.
He threw it on the ground.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's true.
And then Chewie welcomed me back with a Wookiee hug.
Yeah.
And all this went on for about 20 minutes. It was
It was immersive.
It was
Yes.
That's
so
the word
immersive.
right there. It was immersive.
Yeah.
We're getting immersive entertainment at Galaxy's Edge.
We had Chewie, Rey, and Vi, and some stormtroopers. Did you get stormtroopers?
No, they weren't there at the time. Rey was there, like you said, and just Chewie and Vi.
Yeah, and some of the other cast members got involved as well. I mean, it was really, really cool.
Yeah,
It was
it
around
was.
20
It was like
minutes
just
each
an impromptu, like little thing.
Yeah, should we have invited Seth over to this?
No.
No.
No. Seth is not the cast member we were looking for.
No.
No. So glad you brought this up, James.
Yeah.
Well, it was a really cool experience, and
Yeah.
Disney had always promised us that Galaxy's Edge was going to be really fun and immersive, and last night was a really good example of that.
Yeah. It's amazing what happens when you're just wandering around and yeah.
Probably the most immersive, exciting moment at Galaxy's Edge for me personally.
I bet,
Having
yeah.
Chewbacca grip my head like a basketball.
Took off.
was good
Wow.
fun.
Off and away. All right, so getting back to the press conference.
Yes.
We
Sorry.
got a picture with
It's okay.
Chewie, and then beside Chewie was BB-8 and Dio.
And little Dio.
It's only when you see them
Aw.
in person that you start to fall in love. Like
Absolutely.
at the Force Awakens panel at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim.
Yep.
When BB-8 came rolling out onto the stage, melted all of our hearts.
It did. And I was wearing my little BB-8 dress, so I got down with BB-8, and BB-8 was like, oh, I rubbed his belly. And then Dio came over, and I asked them if they were compatible. Like BB-8, how you dealing with this new little droid? And he kind of was like, "Beep." So I was like, okay, I think they're doing okay. So
We do have this on video, so I don't think we've uploaded
No, we
it
haven't
just
shared
yet.
it yet.
No. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, our video's coming of the press conference.
yes,
Coming soon.
yes.
Whatever that means right now.
I know.
There's a lot
This
going
week is
on.
crazy.
Yeah.
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 But we'll try to get it out this week.
All right. Now from there, there were a couple of kiosks
Yes.
with vendors.
Like Bose.
Bose was there with their new headphones. Now, James, you just got this courtesy of Bose. These new,
I did.
new headphones. So tell us what this is.
So these are the Quiet Comfort 35-2 headphones, and they're really, really cool. They're sort of their top of the range headphones, and they're noise cancelling. And what they've done is they've created a Sith-like version. So they're color coded. So you've got a black ear and a red ear, and it looks really, really cool, and they sound amazing.
Okay. Do you really feel like they're noise canceling, like they work?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I travel quite a lot, and I do have Bose in-ear headphones with noise cancelling functionality. So I use those all the time when I'm flying, and it really does cut out the engine noise. So I'm hoping that these will be slightly better because those are 4 or 5 years old.
And now,
Oh, nice.
with these on, you tap into an app where you can listen to different scenes and you can hear different points of views from that scene. If you were sitting where Luke is sitting, you can hear everything from his point of view.
Yep.
You can sit where maybe Chewbacca and hear everything from his point of view. You can hear from inside of Darth Vader's helmet what Anakin would be hearing.
And this is in the Star Wars app, and there's
That's
going to be an
right.
update, I believe, I think it already happened, on the 9th, I believe?
Yeah,
That's what they were saying?
I started playing with that yesterday. And,
Oh, perfect.
yeah, it's really, really cool. So I'm
Okay.
hoping to explore that a little bit more over the
And
next few days.
There's a history of the lightsaber. Is that one of the things to listen to?
Yeah, no, apparently. So, literally, the last couple of days have been pretty manic, and we've been out doing bits and pieces. So hopefully over the next few days when I'm travelling, I can tune into that and see what's going on. And I will report back as to how the app is and how cool it all is.
All right. Hey, tell you what, Sarah, while we tell everyone about the next kiosk,
Yes.
James, run out and get the box. This
Yes.
came in so we can
All
show all
right,
the
I'll do that.
Skytubers.
Okay.
Yeah, just the box alone.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's worth getting this just because of the Kylo Ren box that James is going to show us in just a second.
Now, thank you for joining us, Skywalkers. I see Teresa just joined us, too.
Oh, hey, Teresa.
She meowed at James in British. Yes. Let's see. Oh, okay, so what are we doing? More vendors?
More vendors.
Okay, yes, so they had all these items from different vendors like Rock Love Jewelry. You could see the little Ewok necklace, so cute. They had some Her Universe items, and of course, items that you'll find at the Disney store, and also Hot Topic, and what else? Oh, they had this lightsaber that was Rey, like the lightsaber that you see in the first trailer where Rey flips it. So you could actually flip the lightsaber, and if you were following my Instagram, you might have seen that. Jedi Tink. I flip it in
And
a little video.
It's really nice,
It's
really
really
heavy,
cool.
but
Very
they
expensive.
didn't have the blades on them,
No, they
and
did
those
not.
were coming soon.
Right.
And I believe they said this was made by Hasbro.
Okay, I don't remember who it was made by.
Yeah, well, after he told us the retail price of $1,500, yeah, we stopped listening.
Yeah.
But it was very, very cool, very high end, and very, very heavy.
Yes.
I think it weighed as much as 3 Baby Yodas.
Oh, baby.
And they had a couple of more shelves with Lego toys.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
super
other Hasbro toys. So really a little bit of everything. Oh, here comes
Whoa.
James.
Whoa. Look at this. So, wait, James?
Yep.
Or is that Kylo?
Is that Ben Solo in there?
So this is the Bose headphones. This is what they come in. Whoa, look at this.
We'll post this later on in our Facebook group.
Where's the headphones? They disappeared.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can't hear a word. Sorry.
James, we really show everyone again the box because it's really nice. Yes. He's wearing the headphones right now, so he can't hear a thing. What, James? You're gonna give us these Bose headphones?
Oh, thank you, James.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Right away.
That's better. I can hear now.
Oh,
Sorry, what was that?
yeah. Just watch the show later on
Oh, okay.
because
Nothing
you said
at all.
some things that we've got to really hold you to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So this box.
Yes, this box. It's a rather impressive box, he says.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
It's Kylo Ren's Rise of Skywalker helmet. It's all smashed up.
Yeah,
And
and
I'll-
glued back together
Yeah.
using the Force or something. And then you open it up and the headphones come inside.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Jeez.
When you open it, you got to do this. Look at that artwork inside. One side
Oh, yeah.
is Rey.
Ooh.
Other side is Kylo Ren.
Nice.
It opens up in two, like a casket.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then the headphones are inside, which are really cool. And you can see, so you've got one side is red and Sith-like, and then you've got the new Sith insignia is on there as well. Look.
Oh, I didn't know that was new.
Yeah, that's a new
Sith.
Sith insignia. We don't know quite where that fits in, but I guess we'll find out later on tonight.
Oh, tonight? Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Someone made an interesting comment, but guess what? We work very hard for our press conference invites.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Yeah, 24/7.
Yes.
All right, now with that, at this point, we had visited all of the kiosks and gotten photo ops. The call came to man your stations because the main event was about to begin. And we took our seats. The moderator and director Ava
DuVernay.
DuVernay,
Yeah.
Ava DuVernay, she took the stage and she introduced the massive cast and crew that were coming our way, like writer-director J.J. Abrams, Rey, Daisy Ridley, Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, Finn, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron.
Keri Russell was there. She plays Zuri Bliss. Naomi Ackie plays Jannah. Kelly Marie Tran was there. Rose Tico, of course. And Richard, who else was there?
I find it very hard to say Anthony after
Oh.
40 some odd years of saying Anthony. It's just to say Anthony is very difficult.
Anthony Daniels.
Okay,
he was
but-
sitting right in
yeah,
front of me because
okay.
I got a front row spot.
Anthony Daniels, C-3PO, Jonas Sawatamo, Chewbacca, Billy D. Okay, all rise.
Hello
Billy D.
there.
Williams, Lando Calrissian,
Woohoo!
Richard E. Grant, who plays General Pride, producer Kathleen Kennedy, and writer Chris Terrio.
Yes. It was quite the group.
Yeah.
A nice assemble.
Yeah, I
Assembly?
Assembly?
Assembly.
Assembly, okay.
Yeah.
expected like craft service to come on out, some key grips, a gaffer, costume assistants. All right, now let's go over some highlights from the conference.
Yes.
So first up, let's hear from co-screenwriter Chris Terrio, whose credits include Argo, a great film for which he won an Oscar, Batman vs. Superman.
Not such a great film. Sorry.
Hey, Martha, quiet down, okay? Justice League, which I really liked. And he was asked what it was like to get the call to come and co-write the film that wraps up a 42-year-old saga.
Is this writing 9? Should we play it?
Yes, I believe it is. Okay, so hopefully the SkyTubers can hear this.
Yeah, let's try this.
That night. So for a good 8 minutes, I
guys hear
let
this?
myself sort of leap into the air, and then we realized, oh my God, we have to land this vehicle somehow. We have to land the biggest Star Destroyer in the world on this, on the head of a needle. And then we got to work. I live in New York, but I came out to LA, and JJ and I just started at Bad Robot. There's a room with these white boards, with these blank white boards, and we just started writing in dry erase marker on white boards, and then eventually the boards became a Word document that was 10 pages, and then 50 pages, and then 121 pages, and then that became the script.
I'm going to jump into some of their...
Now, there's got to be a history between J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. I haven't found it yet because of all the screen, like maybe I would have liked to have heard maybe J.J. say, we approached Larry Kasdan. I want to hear the progression of how it got to Chris Terrio.
Well, later on in the press conference, JJ did mention that, like, he has been so inside baseball in Star Wars. So has Kathleen Kennedy. So has Lawrence Kasdan. He wanted kind of an outsider who was a Star Wars fan who had a different perspective on the saga to come in and help write.
Makes
and
sense.
so I think he had heard that Chris Terrio was a Star Wars fan, and so he called him up.
But why Chris? I mean, why not
Yeah.
us? We're Star Wars fans
Well,
as We've
because
got something
he
to say.
won an Oscar for Argo. I mean, you know.
Well, so did we. Did we win an Oscar for Argo? No. No, we didn't. Okay.
No.
But, and once again, I did like Justice League. I thought that was really fun.
Okay.
But, yeah, I just wanted to see what the stepping stones were to get to Chris.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll get JJ on the phone and we'll ask him now. Let's just
James, we're recording right now, okay?
all
right.
Sorry, I'll do it later.
Yeah,
Sorry.
leave a message, would you?
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, but can you imagine getting that call?
Oh,
Yeah, we need you to wrap up a 40-year-old saga.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty.
That's
pretty cool.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Right.
All right. So next up, now Ava DuVernay really went for the newcomers first. She asked them questions. She wanted them to have a voice in this press conference. So next up was newcomer Keri Russell, newcomer to Star Wars, but not newcomer to acting, of course, because we know her as Felicity, where she worked with J.J. Abrams for the first time. That was such a fun show.
She was in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's fresh off the series The Americans. And if you have not seen The Americans, after The Rise of Skywalker ends, after The Mandalorian ends, you've got to get into this series.
Watch it. It's amazing.
Where can we find the Americans?
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or maybe AMC.
No, it's definitely a Prime or a Netflix series.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Americans?
not?
No,
Oh, okay,
no,
never
no.
mind.
They're like this all the time. All
Okay.
the time. It's
All right,
terrible.
well,
Joking.
Well, it's been off the air a couple of, like a year or two
it
now,
wrapped.
so yeah.
Yeah, so you can watch all, 4 or 5 seasons?
Yeah, and at this point, you can pretty much stream anything almost anywhere.
Yeah. So just ask your Apple TV, The Americans, and it'll pop
and
up where it
it'll
goes.
find it for you. And seeing all the stunts she has done in The Americans.
Yes.
So when she was announced to play Zuri Bliss, my mind went to, oh, this girl, she is hardcore.
Yeah.
And she can really kick some butkus.
Absolutely. FX, says Kristen.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, SkyTubers.
Thank you.
All right, now, so let's hear from
Keri
Keri
Russell.
Russell, who plays Zuri Bliss once again, and we'll hear about her approach. We'll hear about her approach to playing Zuri and what it was like to work in the mask.
Can you tell us a little bit about her? How did you approach her? And did the anonymity of being masked as an actor add something new for you to play with? Definitely. No, JJ called me or emailed me and said, do you want to be in Star Wars? And I was like, yeah. But then he told me about the idea about the mask. And yeah, I love the mask. I mean, that's my fantasy dream sequence, that I can see everyone in this super tough version of myself costume, and no one can see me. I mean, that's my dream. It's a real power play in a way, because no one can really see what you're thinking, but you can see everyone else. but yeah, it was amazing. And, I've known JJ for so long, and I just feel like we have a shorthand, and we speak the same language in a way. And I just feel like JJ got to finish a piece of history in a way by getting to do this.
Yeah.
And he did such a great job.
He really did.
Now, for those of us who wear masks for a living,
Yes.
I understand exactly what she's talking about.
I find it so funny that she loves the mask.
Yeah.
Because, yes, the mask can be great, but after a certain amount of time, you're like, please get this thing off me.
Yeah, I do like that knowing that you can look out and you can absorb things and no one can really tell where you are.
Right.
And yeah, it's a power move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can be yawning and someone's taking a picture. So,
Right.
It's okay.
Just to absorb everyone and everything and what people are doing, and they'll act differently around you.
Yeah.
Like with Anthony Daniels on the set of on the set of Star Wars, he had to leave matchbooks around saying C-3PO is human.
Yeah.
Because he would be leaned up against an ironing board and Rips would be having a smoke break around him,
Oh, no.
not realizing that there's a person
Can't
inside
breathe
there.
inside the suit. Yeah.
Whoops.
And, saying things that they wouldn't normally say if they knew he was there.
Right.
So people forget there's always a human under there, especially if you're sitting or standing really still. So if you want to know what people are thinking and talking, what they're saying about you, put a mask on and stand really still.
There you go.
But I'm so happy, once again, so happy that Keri Russell has joined the cast.
Me too. I can't wait to see her character. And she's got like a purple and pink almost, rose gold and purple outfit. And we've only seen pictures and not much of her on the set. So I really want to see her in the film to see how those colors play up and how she acts, of course.
So James, what are you expecting from Zuri Bliss in The Rise of Skywalker?
I'm not quite sure. We don't really know. Well, we don't know anything really about the character.
Yeah.
We've seen her as a pilot, but beyond that, we've seen nothing else. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. I mean, The Rise of Skywalker has got a huge ensemble cast, and it's going to be really interesting to see how all of those casts can make an impact. Because it's it's a 2-hour, 20-minute film, and there's so much to tie up. There's so many strands to bring together, and how all these characters play a part in that.
Now, would you know one thing about Zuri Bliss? She makes a great McDonald's toy.
She does, yes.
That's right.
Go to McDonald's right now, and with a Happy Meal, you get these little Star Wars characters, and you can slide their body out from their head. They have a fun little hologram, and truth be told, you don't really have to buy a Happy Meal.
No.
You can just buy the toy separately. $1.30. $1.30 for these great premiums.
We need to hit McDonald's up on the way to Hollywood later.
By the
Yes.
end of the day, we'll have the whole set. But we're so happy that we got Zuri Bliss as one of our first collectibles.
Our first ones, yeah.
Now, let's come to the veteran newcomers. The veteran newcomers. Let that one sink in. Jonas Sawatamo, who plays Chewbacca, he gives a great and very heartfelt shout out to the memory of Peter Mayhew and what Peter brought to Star Wars and Chewbacca.
Endear him to us. You've thought about him more than the rest of us. What is it?
I mean, for that, we have to go back to 1977 or whatever, and when George found Peter Mayhew to play this character that was supposed to be, nobody knew what it was going to be, and it's that thing where you don't know going into these things how it's gonna look, and I think Chewbacca's endurance has to do with the fact that Peter's unique physicality that I sort of inherited and I try to bring on screen. He created this character that moves not quite like a human. It's very unique, the way Chewbacca appears on screen, and the way he's so that's what created the memorability of that character. And what people, even if they haven't seen Star Wars, they might know what Chewbacca is, and that's what I'm a custodian of, and that's what I've taken. And when Peter passed this last year, I was heartbroken, but I like to think that in this film, I attempted to do him justice, and while working with this incredible cast, I'm really happy that we're part of something that's so much bigger than ourselves, but that we still get to play and have fun in, and for that I'm forever grateful to be a part of this.
Just let that sink in.
I mean, finding somebody to fill Peter's shoes is a really, really hard thing to do. And I think with Jonas, Peter obviously helped Jonas immensely to carry out this role. And watching the two of them together at Chewie Camp, was incredible, and I'd love to see some more footage of that. But he's really encompassed the role. He's made it his own, but he's really looked at what Peter was able to do, and he's taken all of that on board. And I think nobody should underestimate the amount of time and effort that actually takes to bring that character to life, and to do it with such an amazing kickback to what Peter originally did.
I think this is the part where I really shed a tear, because
Oh.
I didn't expect this. I know Jonas really admires and appreciates Peter Mayhew for what he's done, but to carve out this time to the memory of Peter Mayhew, the whole room fell silent.
Yeah. There was a couple moments in this press conference that did that to you. We're coming up on one too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting to spend an hour with Jonas on Thursday, because obviously the cast will be coming to the UK, and we're doing some stuff with the Disney Store, and we've got an hour with Jonas and with Anthony, and we're going to bring in I think 50 fans to meet them, and I'm just looking forward to having a conversation with the guy.
Oh, nice. This Thursday, December 19th, you're going to be doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, back in London. I'm going to be exhausted. But...
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So where will these interviews be aired?
So they'll be on Jedi News. We won't necessarily spend some time interviewing with them there and then, because they're there to meet the fans, but we'll definitely be sorting something out with them. So
Okay.
more to come on that.
So look for that on jedinews.co.uk.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the questions you've got to ask him is, so how do you feel like filling in Peter Mayhew's shoes on the next Star Wars Holiday Special?
Well, holiday special, joking apart, I mean, obviously The Mandalorian is doing incredibly well, and they've mentioned Life Day in The Mandalorian, and they've talked about different things. So I would honestly think that getting a Star Wars Holiday Special is not that far off right now.
Well, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have already said
They
we
would love
want to do
Exactly,
it. And
exactly.
seeing the success of The Mandalorian, do you think Disney Plus is going to tell them no?
Right.
This is their pet project.
Oh, that would be amazing to have it come on Disney Plus, like for the next holiday or something.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so you've got to ask him. You've got to ask him that holiday
Plant
special.
those seeds.
Yes.
Everywhere you can.
Well, I have to say, if we see Dave or Jon Favreau tonight, we're going to be asking them that very question.
Oh, yes.
All right, gotta start trending this.
Ugh.
The Star Wars Holiday Special Strikes Back 2.
Yeah, Return of the Holiday Special.
Or Revenge of the Holiday Special.
That would work. Oh, that would be funny.
It all works.
All right, well, next up, we have Anthony Daniels, who is talking right in front of me, and he talks about how he now finally realizes what Star Wars is because of the fans. And he really, usually he's got kind of a chip on his shoulder. When he talks, he's very kind of pithy, but he was just so open and, happy to be there. Just his whole demeanor was very, very happy. So here, you'll hear him explain why. Oh, is that DHL?
You can try. Well, I've just realized in the last few months something that I had never got before. Because I've been in all of them and all the spin-offs and stuff, I am so close to it. And I said it's rather like having your nose up against the planet. You can't see how big that planet is. And gradually now, I'm beginning to get a perspective on it. And that comes from talking to fans, to people who say what Star Wars has meant to them over the years. It's meant something completely different to me. It's a job. It's kind of fun. It's kind of awkward sometimes. It's, as we all know, it's not a smooth ride. But finally, I'm getting to see it almost from the other perspective, and that's the perspective of the audience who've been there all this time. And I'm really glad to have survived all this long enough to get this perspective.
You've got to.
What do you think that one thing was that brought him over the edge?
It was probably honestly a conversation with maybe a single fan that turned his perspective.
Kind of like Tony Stark in the Age of Ultron, when that woman told him, it was because of the Avengers' actions that my son was killed. That was that one thing that turned Tony around to signing the Accord. In
fact, on one of the episodes of Nostalgia recently, Jeff Bam went to a signing with C-3PO at the San Francisco, downtown, that whole area, the wharf.
For his book, I Am C-3PO.
And I think he mentioned something about, like, I think his attitude changed at that event. I'd have to go back to listen to that nostalgia, but I feel like he mentioned something like that.
I think it's been really coming over the last few years. I think he's been to so many events and he's seen so much. I think when you're in it, as he says, sometimes it's difficult to see the wood for the trees. And you know, he's a guy behind a mask as well, which we talked about earlier, and trying to break through and to become one with everyone else, with all the other actors that aren't necessarily wearing masks. I think it's been really difficult for him. And the book is really insightful. It tells some amazing stories of 3PO. Some of them that we already know, but some of them that we didn't. And I just think that it's all finally clicked for him, which I think is great for us as fans, because obviously he seems a lot more open and a lot more giving. And long may it continue. You know, I've always got on really, really well with Anthony. I've never had any issues with him, and he's always been very amenable to us. And I just think it's really nice that he's able to give something back now.
I think writing is the greatest therapy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You get all the emotions out that you wouldn't necessarily, if you're trying to talk to someone sometimes, you can't always formulate the thoughts, but when you're by yourself and just writing everything down, sometimes it just comes out like a waterfall.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was for him, writing things down, maybe remembering the fan events, remembering meeting kids or adults who have told him, hey, because of C-3PO, because of 3PO being kind of like a loner and the guy on the outside, that's how I felt. So I could really relate with that. And because of connecting with C-3PO, it really helped me in my life and becoming what I am today. How can you not hear that and have a different spin on what you've contributed to life?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the role has really defined him over the last 40 years. But even if you go back 20 years to the first celebration in 99, when, you know, it was in Denver, Colorado, and you know, he came out, it was pouring with rain and all these, but he was the one that was going out, greeting all the fans, saying hi to them and trying to keep them happy and enthused about what was going on. So I think he's always had it in him. Maybe it just hasn't clicked until now.
Like, he's an entertainer at heart, so he was entertaining.
So. Very, very much
But
so.
now he kind of understands the legacy of Star Wars and what that means to people.
James, I don't want to correct you on the air, but the first celebration was Celebration 0 in 87.
Okay.
Okay, just
10-year anniversary. Yeah, no.
Yes, just so we're all on the same page here, okay?
0. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, I'm really happy. He's finally happy, because there's the times when we've met him, Sarah, he's been kind of like, what did you say? Pithy?
Yes.
And like, move along, And then you scared him once as Jedi Tink.
Yeah, he was scared of me.
So maybe he's got a reason.
In a good way.
All right, so maybe he's got a reason to be kind of pithy. Jedi Tink has just haunted his dreams.
It's true.
Now, after 2 films, Lando Calrissian is back. And so is Billy D. Williams. Now, here he is talking about returning to that galaxy far, far away.
This has been a great pleasure for me, coming back to do Lando. I didn't think that it would happen. I just wrote it off, you know, and I said, well, I did what I had to do, and that was it. But when I got the call from JJ, and then when we met, I just sat there and I just chuckled, you know, because I thought it was just a wonderful gift.
Yeah.
So I'm a very, very happy human being right now.
One of my favorite actors.
After he wasn't called for The Last Jedi,
As
maybe
the master code breaker or
if
something.
I were Billy D, I would feel the same way, like, all right, well, they don't need me this time around.
Right. Yeah, the other 3 were asked, but not me.
Yeah, and why he wasn't the master code breaker, still beyond me. Because you would figure Lando would be hanging out at a place like Canto Bight.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Or own the place.
Mm-hmm.
By this point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, you must have met Billy D. Williams in the past, James.
Yes.
What kind of vibe have you gotten from him?
He's warm, he's funny, he's the ultimate gentleman. And I think, you know, he is Lando.
Nice. Okay,
You know,
charming.
yeah, absolutely. He really, really encompasses that role, and I think he plays it so well. I don't think there's a lot of acting necessarily because I think he is just that person.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Nice.
definitely, yeah, big time. Very suave, smooth talker.
Oh yeah.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, if you can almost get Leia away from Han, and not many people can do that.
No, not at all.
Could you imagine the rioting that would happen if he wasn't called back for the Rise of Skywalker? That's not even really a thought, because what JJ is going to give us in the Rise of Skywalker, he's just going to shovel in 8 films worth of references and
Fan
character
service.
returns and cameos and Easter eggs, and I could not be happier. Could not be happier for all this. What do we feel about Lando wearing the same color scheme in Solo, but yet the same shirt design from The Empire Strikes Back? Do we feel like it could have gone in a different direction? Are they trying too hard to make audiences connect Solo Lando to the Rise of Skywalker Lando?
I think look, he's got a huge wardrobe, so he's got a lot of clothes to choose from. So he may be wearing 26 different outfits in the Rise of Skywalker. Sorry, I'm tired. The Rise of Skywalker. He may be wearing loads of different outfits. So just because we've only seen that one picture doesn't mean that he's not wearing anything else.
We saw him in the cockpit. We saw him in that rebel
true,
briefing
true,
area. You know what? He can wear the same shirt but different capes.
Yes.
Oh,
Because we
yeah.
know he's got a closet full
Yes.
of capes.
Hopefully he wears several different capes in this film.
I hope so.
I think that would be fun.
Oh yeah.
Caped Crusader.
Yeah. And right now the cosplayers are saying, "Oh, Lando, keep the one cape, okay?"
Yes, one cape, please.
Or they could be saying, "Lando, as many capes as you want, because we want every single one. We want the chance and the opportunity to make 100 different capes."
Hold on. We do have an interesting comment from Halloran Illustrations. Then it would, as referring to Lando in The Last Jedi. Oh, darn it. He said it would have been just a short cameo that would have went nowhere. Rather have him in a bigger role.
True, but instead of breaking up the Master Codebreaker into 2 different roles with the Master Codebreaker and DJ,
Right.
keep him as one. And then that would have been the precursor to his bigger role in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, it would have been cool if, okay, what's her name? Who said to find the Master Codebreaker with the red...
Maz.
Yeah. It would have been cool if Maz had said, "Oh, find the guy with the cape."
Yes. That would have been funny. And then obviously he would have double-crossed them again for the Empire.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think he would have.
no,
I
he
don't think
wouldn't.
he would have.
No,
No. He learned his lesson
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. He would have grown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's all about the money.
I think Lando's grown since Return of the Jedi and seeing that friends
Hope
are
so.
more important and valuable than
Yeah.
money. And Rose and Finn could have taken Lando from Canto Bight and you need to come back with us.
Yeah.
We know what you did to help rebuild the Alliance and the Republic. We need you back, man. We need you back.
So do you guys think that Janna and Lando are related?
Nope.
No,
No, I don't.
You don't?
Nope.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Sarah?
Well, isn't she wearing capes?
There's
I know that doesn't have
well,
to
does that
do
mean
with
that
anything.
Krennic is
No.
related to Lando?
No,
Yeah,
I'm just...
Krennic's Lando's dad. No?
What? James, tell a spoiler do a spoiler alert before you say things like that.
Sorry.
And that maybe the Mandalorian has got to be related to Lando because he's got a cape.
I know. I'm just...
Superman?
Superman could be related to Lando because
No,
he's got a cape.
stop. That's DC. It can't be.
Vision?
Vision. There you go.
All right, fine. You made your point.
Oh, we can keep going. There's a lot of capes in Star Wars and Marvel. Moving right along.
Okay.
Moving right along.
Okay.
Back to the script.
Back to the script here. Back to the press conference. Ava DuVernay asked Daisy Ridley a great question. What was harder while filming, the physicality or the emotional weight?
Hold on. I'll read that one more time. What was harder during filming?
Okay. What was harder during filming, physical or emotional? I think I like my first one better. Where?
Yeah, I don't.
Or the depth of some of the scenes emotionally? And which one?
It's a good question
Thank you.
because with the physical stuff, you train and train and train, and then the adrenaline helps you like on the day to like do the thing. But obviously the stamina needs to be there for you to continue to do the thing. But I would say I was more tired emotionally because There really wasn't a day where I was like, no, it's just a quick scene. Coming from the last one, which was quite heavy, even the joyous scenes I found very strange to do. And then obviously there's a lot of other stuff that's going on. And it's also tricky because understanding what JJ was asking of me, I'd be like, I know what you're asking, I just can't quite get there yet. So that was probably the most tricky thing, and sustaining that emotion. And there's more of a, I would say, like a singular intention that was tiring. Because as well, even in the emotional scenes, there's like a physical containment that is tiring. So really, I've not answered the question, and both things were hard. But what was it?
It's funny.
How cute is that? She got this cute little grin at that point. Like, both things were hard. Oh.
Now, she's young, so physical work she can do. But I can just only imagine at this point the emotional stress and strain that she had to go through for whatever is going to become of her and Kylo. Mm-hmm. So she was very careful how she answered that question.
Right, yeah. Helps to do things on the day, to do the thing. It's like, what thing is that, Daisy? What thing?
We'll find out very soon.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
Right, so it's hours before we see the Rise of Skywalker. Yes. Do we want a Reylo?
No.
Okay, good. Unanimous.
Absolutely.
SkyTubers. Yeah, and Instagram, social media, tweet at us at SkywalkingPod.
I think they killed that.
I think the only romance I'd like to see tonight is Finn and Rose. I think that would be quite nice to see that progress a little bit.
And I'd like to see some chemistry between Rey and Poe as well. I mean, not necessarily romance, but just I feel like they probably have some chemistry. I mean, we like looking at pretty people working together, so I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. So once again, I could only imagine. What kind of experiences has she had to really deal with all of this that's about to come her way? And I'm not saying she hasn't, but she's very, very young, and it usually takes quite a number of years to build up that wisdom and know how to really handle that. And we've seen young actors being asked very difficult things. Sometimes they can pull them off, sometimes not. And the moment we saw her in The Force Awakens, I knew she was a force to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. I loved her reactions. I loved her spin on things, her line readings. So I'm very, very positive and very hopeful, and I know she's going to pull this off. And will she get an Oscar nod?
Well, it would be nice to think that Star Wars would get a few Oscar nods. You know, this is the last film. If you go back to the last Lord of the Rings film, obviously Return of the King got quite a few Oscar nods. And I think it's about time that the Academy woke up a little bit to Star Wars, because what Star Wars has given to the industry over the last 42 years is, so much.
Immeasurable.
We wouldn't have Pixar, we wouldn't have so many things without Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And
look at all the filmmakers that came out of their love for Star Wars.
Absolutely. So if you're a member of the Academy and you're listening, just stop a little bit and think about everything that we've got because of Star Wars. And maybe it's time to recognise those. And, John Williams, he's never won an Oscar, poor guy. He really needs another 1 or 2 Oscar nominations. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, the guy's a genius. But seriously, all of them deserve some recognition for what they've given to the film industry over the last how many years.
Right. Very well said. Now, let's go back to writer Chris Terrio, and a member of the press had asked him how hard was it to finish the script to The Rise of Skywalker.
I realized that it was finished. Like, you were done with the story. Like, I can only imagine what that would be like.
Is it finished?
Is it? Ha-ha.
I hope so.
Well, there was a moment in the process when JJ and I were agonizing over something in the third act, and we were in a room with Michelle Rejwan and Kathy and JJ and I, and we couldn't seem to get it, and we went outside the room, and Rick Carter, the production designer, sort of legendary production designer, said, "I think the reason you and JJ can't write this scene is because you don't want Star Wars to end." And looked at JJ and we knew he was right, and then we had to go and write it. And then, of course, the movie is remade, on the set, and remade in editing, and remade in scoring, and remade in all kinds of ways. So we kept rediscovering the story. But I have to say, it was I think both of us mourned the moment when we typed the characters' names for the last time. I mean, the moment of joy you have when you type, Lando, and type some words underneath Lando is something that is indescribable. But also the moment of sadness and longing when you type it for the last time is memorable.
All right, the press don't always get credit for asking good questions.
That was a
This was a great question.
and a fantastic answer.
Because what was it like just knowing that this is the end?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not the end of Star Wars.
No, the end of the Skywalker saga.
Absolutely.
Right. You don't want it to end. Wow, what a subconscious brain block there.
Yeah.
The only really way to get through this is we'll do 15 more rewrites, so let's just think about that.
Yeah. All I know is I'm gonna bring tissues tonight.
I'd like to know what that final scene was that they did write, and maybe that will come out, over time, and Blu-ray extras and other bits and pieces of the book. Obviously, the Art of Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, has been delayed to March. So maybe there's some of that in there. We know that there was some last-minute reshoots and stuff. So maybe some of that will come in, which will be. Look, it's always fascinating to know how these things came together and in what sort of chronologically the things happened. So yeah, hopefully they can share some more after the film's out.
Funny how he called out Lando last time writing Lando's dialogue.
That was interesting.
Because we know that it's the end of the Skywalker saga, but we're gonna see these characters spun off into other things, making
Books.
Cameos here and there.
Oh yeah, that too.
But he mentioned the last time he was writing for Lando.
Maybe there are some characters here that we won't see again. Yeah. Yeah. Let that sink in for a second.
Yeah, this didn't dawn on me until right now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily that. Maybe Lando has the last line.
Yeah, it could be just an arbitrary.
Yeah.
Billy D sitting right next to me, so
Yeah.
I'll call him out.
Right.
Let's leave it at that and move on, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Well, okay. So I mentioned earlier that there was a couple moments in this press conference that had you tearing up, and there was a moment towards the end where someone asked a question of JJ about incorporating Carrie Fisher into the film. And JJ began answering, but when he says the word lighting, several lights went dim in the room, exactly at that moment, and stayed that way for the rest of the press conference. And you'll hear in this clip what the reaction was. Do we have that?
Yeah, right there.
This one? Oh, perfect.
For you and everyone involved.
Yes, I like everyone here who knew her, loved Keri, and I knew her for a long time, not very well, but I knew her for a while before Force Awakens, and obviously, as we've discussed, the idea of continuing the story without Leia wasn't a possibility, and there was no way we were going to do a digital Leia. There was no way we were, of course, ever recast it. But we couldn't do it without her. And when we went back to look at the scenes that we hadn't used in Force Awakens, what we realized is we had an opportunity. And we could use that footage, use the lines that she was saying, use literally the lighting. That was amazing. Okay, watch this. The lighting. That was creepy. Hi, Keri.
Yeah.
Hi, Keri. That's so Keri, by the way, to do that.
Yep.
Really weird. In any event, we knew that we had an opportunity to use the footage to create scenes that Leia would be in. And of course, had Keri been around, and it's still impossible for me to believe that she isn't, because we've been editing with her for about a year, and she's been very much alive with us in every scene. And it ended up being, if we had Keri around, would we have done some different things here and there? Of course we would have. But we had an opportunity to have Keri in the movie. And working with all the actors, including Billy Lord, her daughter, who's in scenes with her, we were able to, I think, do something that Keri herself, I'd like to think, would be happy with. She is she's great in the movie, of course, and it's still emotional and moving to think of her and how sad we all are that she's not sitting here with us today.
Oh, but she is. She was. It was no coincidence when he mentioned the lighting. The lights went out.
It was so crazy.
One bank of lights turned off. Yes, Carrie Fisher was in that room with us.
I got goosebumps.
Going back to what we were saying a few minutes ago, how amazing would it be if she was to win Best Supporting Actress, a posthumous award at the Oscars? How cool would that be? Seriously.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't give the Academy that much credit for that.
No.
But, I mean, to me that sounds like, well, that would be an amazing way to cap off just an amazing career.
Yeah. I love how JJ mentions that she's been very much alive with us for a year, like, because they've been editing.
It was proven right there.
Yeah.
She's here. And
Absolutely.
I'm sure she'll be giving us all a finger or something tonight to as we're all walking down the blue carpet, as we now know it's blue carpet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be really weird watching her on the screen.
Yeah.
Now I was in the back of the room next to the bank of light switches.
Oh.
And I'm one to back into light switches every now and then because you're trying to back up against the wall and make room, and I've turned off lights because of that. And I turned around to see if someone else had done that. The lights were all still on.
Wow.
So meaning there wasn't someone who said, "Hey, it'd be really funny right now to turn off a light."
Right. No.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't know JJ was going to say
not
lighting.
at all.
Like, it was exactly at the moment he said lighting that it happened.
But I just want to paint a picture that this was not something that was set up or someone had accidentally flipped the light switch at the wrong time. Carrie was in the room.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I was actually surprised that they didn't bring Billie Lourd out as one of the cast that was part of the press conference, because we've heard that she's got a bigger role as Lieutenant Connix in the film, and I thought that maybe they would add some colour to the press conference by bringing Billie out, but maybe that was a choice that they made.
Yeah.
Letting Carrie's performance talk for itself.
Maybe she was across the country at the Rise of the Resistance press.
She wasn't.
No.
I mean, what was that about? Why would you hold two huge competing Star Wars events on the same day?
On the same day. At the same time.
At the same time, on different sides of the country.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
Disney talk to each other.
Bob, if you're listening, I hope somebody got fired over that, because that was just silly.
Also, it was really hard to keep straight. Rise of the Resistance, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, last couple of episodes I've messed up quite a few times trying to keep those together.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was silly. It was. I mean, they could have flown the cast out, and they could have
done both.
Launched the ride and done the press conference. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
I think in one of those outtakes I even mentioned Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
That's got nothing to do with it, Richard.
It does in my head. Now, after the press conference, Sarah, we had a few minutes to talk in a small round table with writer Chris Terrio and producer Michelle Rejwan.
Yeah, and it was such a cool thing. I really want to thank Trisha of Fangirl Blog and Fangirls Going Rogue, because it was through that invite that we were able to go to this round table. And yeah, so Richard, you had some great questions. Well, actually, we worked well together, because I would jump in and ask a question, and then they would be looking in our direction, so then you would jump in and ask your question right after.
Back and forth, and
it was perfect.
You'll hear one of these clips where Chris Terrio says, I should look on this end of the table now, too.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We were dominating.
Well, not badly. We let everyone do their round.
Yeah.
But then we'd ask our question again.
So there's two of us.
Yeah.
There's questions we have to ask, and we only have a couple of minutes, and they were like 2
people?
hours late getting to our round table.
Yes. There was about 8 or 10 people, I would say.
Yeah.
I think 8.
Yeah.
8 to 9.
Oh, don't misunderstand. We didn't totally dominate.
No,
we wouldn't let anyone else talk. Not like that D23 Expo press conference where we did dominate. Because we had like 3 minutes with the Imagineers.
Right.
And we had a ton of questions.
Yeah.
So I learned my lesson there. Don't do that again.
It's true. You guys still there? Okay. All right, so Richard, you asked. Well, here, Richard, let's. Well, I don't know what I'm saying.
So no, this is your question.
Oh, I thought this was you. No, this is me.
This is you. That was you.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I did not ask this. Someone else did. Okay,
I
so
asked this question. No,
I'll do this. No, okay. So I was about to ask a question that one of the other people in the in the round table got to before me, which was great because then we heard the answer. And the question was, how was it to manage such a wide variety of characters? Like right behind Chris and Michelle was this poster of all the characters. And so I saw that poster. I'm like, how do, you know, there's so many characters. How do you manage that in this 2.5 hour film? So,
Okay, I'm going to claim credit to that.
Yeah.
Because I put that poster right behind them.
You did.
Because they had a thermostat, and the publicity manager didn't like the fact that they were sitting in front of this big, giant thermostat.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, there's a Rise of Skywalker poster over there. Let me go ahead and put it right over here.
Is this it? Round table character arc?
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough screen time where we felt like we could like them and appreciate them and root for them, but also wrap up everyone else's story.
Yeah, we really worked very hard to make sure that every character had an arc, you know, that it's a lot to juggle, which I'll let Chris speak to more, but it was very important to us because we're so invested and care so deeply about these characters that we've spent, in some cases, 2 movies with, in some cases, more than that, obviously, and then the new characters that we wanted to be relatable and grounded in their own right and rooting for them and caring about them with the space that we had, but it was something that we talked about quite a bit.
Yeah, and also just entrances. Like, I think Michelle and I both feel like the first 10 seconds or 30 seconds you spend with a character is the moment when you bond with the character. Like, think about the first moment you meet Lando, where, you know, he walks up to Han and you just, and then the minute that you realize that he actually is going to hug him, you fall in love with Lando. And so we were really careful about the entrances of our new characters and just trying to make you bond with them right away.
Great answers. However, next time we do a press conference, we're going to ask people if they're wearing bracelets not to bang them on the table.
That too. Well, Michelle Rejwan was very much a hand talker.
Yes.
So she would gesture a lot. And unfortunately, even though we had our mic elevated, it still, it translated. So sorry about the audio there, guys.
But great question, because there's so many characters, new and old, and how to bounce back and forth and keep them in their own voices.
Anything? You good?
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Now, one of my favorite questions to always ask is about Easter eggs. I love me some Easter eggs.
Yes, please.
And I asked.
Whoops. Chris Terrio?
Yeah, okay, hold on. I love me some Easter eggs because we find out things they wouldn't normally talk about in roundtables and press conferences. And those little nuggets, you can see them smiling as they're remembering where and what all these Easter eggs were all about.
They just fed off each other's energy.
A lot of screenwriters will have their personal Easter eggs. Is there a Chris Terrio Easter
Oh,
egg?
there are many. There are so many, but I can't really say what they are yet. But yeah, nobody's thinking it's just Star Wars. But yes, there definitely are, and there are Easter eggs that are, of course, for fans, because hopefully not ones that are distracting, and I hope ones that will become clear on second and third viewing, or to many fans on first viewing. But they're just things that we felt had some meaning for the galaxy and had some meaning for us and had some meaning for George and for all that kind of thing. So it's full. Every frame, sorry, I haven't looked at you guys. Every frame, everywhere you look, I think like there's such care and love that's gone into, like I can say honestly, every word of the script and every frame of the film, you know, is full of references and allusions and sort of just care, you know, and love of Star Wars.
Love and detail.
Yeah.
Now, my question was, what personal Easter eggs were there? Like, George Lucas has got his 1138 and his THXs. Yep. I wanted to know where, as a Star Wars fan, what did you say? What did you say? I want this. What Easter egg did you say, I want this in there because of me?
Like Fargo reference or...
Right, or like JJ has his, like how Maz is kind of based after his, one of his teachers growing up. Like
right,
a high school
and
teacher.
He's got a lot of, what's that rapping band that... From the 80s and...
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys. He's got a lot of Beastie Boys. Those are
so
his...
that's what you meant.
That's what I meant. Personal references, but he was already off and running. And I wanted to jump in there again, but someone else had another question. So yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking back to the Falcon from The Force Awakens. We had the Batmobile on that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a tie-in at all to Chris?
No, because Rian Johnson was friends with Chris Nolan, who was also doing a Batman film.
True.
So they said, hey, let's swap Easter eggs.
Okay.
Let's swap different references in our films.
But that sort of does tie in a little bit to Chris. You know, he's Batman versus Superman. I don't know. It ties it in a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, you're going back to The Last Jedi.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, you're stretching there, but you know what? I appreciate the effort.
Yes.
I'm trying to find a link.
Now, this roundtable was interesting because we were prepped for Chris Terrio, who's the writer, and we got a surprise about 10 minutes before the roundtable that Michelle Rejwan, we were told, would also be attending. And throughout the press conference and this roundtable, we really learned that not only were J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio involved in writing The Rise of Skywalker, but producer Michelle Rejwan and Kathleen Kennedy were also very much involved from the very beginning.
And there are 7 producers listed in the credits for The Rise of Skywalker, and we know that some producer credits are just throwaway credits. Here's a couple of, if instead of money, we'll give you a producer credit. I couldn't see that really doing that on Star Wars, but producing can really run thin. So I wanted to know, Michelle, where do we find your fingerprints on The Rise of Skywalker?
Like, what exactly
what did you contribute to The Rise of Skywalker? Because she's been working with JJ for years and years, and she's really, really sharp.
She worked on Star Trek. Yeah.
It's great coffee.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I don't mean that at all. Take that back.
So I really wanted to know where we can find her influences.
Details all the time. Yeah.
Michelle, can you speak of your responsibilities on The Rise of Skywalker?
I produced the movie with Kathy and with JJ.
What was your specific responsibility?
Well, you know, as a producer,
Everything.
you're really I mean, it is true. You're there from the very beginning of the project through the end. You know, through the marketing and release of the movie. So, you know, JJ brought Chris on. They started working on the story together, and then when they had something ready to share, I'd come into the process. Kathy would come in, and then from there, you're constantly. You're trying to, it's that tension of trying to make it the best it could possibly be while, you have a real practical schedule and a real, all the real practical conditions of making a movie. So you're constantly, once you get on that train, you're just constantly, on that ride trying to balance both things at all times. So, along with JJ and Kathy there from the beginning of the development of the story, casting, pre-production, design, with the director, and in this case,
and enormous amounts of Michelle's heart and soul are in this movie. I mean, sometimes a producer comes on, and they sort of are either just deal with the business or money, or just yell at people. But Michelle truly was one of the filmmakers. I mean, JJ, of course, is the filmmaker, but then there was the core team that we were allowed into JJ's circle to really participate in the filmmaking, and that was really.
But JJ is so unbelievable.
So that was more of a personal question for me, because I've always grown up with knowing the producers. Like Gary Kurtz was the sole producer on Star Wars. Howard Kazanjian was the sole producer on Return of the Jedi. And then we had Rick McCallum for the prequels. Now for the new era, there's 7 or 8 to 10 producers.
Gotcha.
So I want to get to know everybody and what they do, what they contribute. Because there are names in there. It's like, who is this person?
Yeah.
They've never mentioned this guy.
I mean, it really sounds like she was like the main producer on this film. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy, of course, was overseeing, but I don't think she was as involved,
Right.
She was on set quite a bit.
As Michelle.
Right. But I think Michelle was more hands-on.
Exactly.
Whereas Kathy just kind of took more of the role of the executive producer, who just sits back and sees the bigger picture. If I need to step in, I'll step in. But we got 7 producers, including Michelle Rejwan. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm so happy that I was given the chance to ask her that question.
I agree. In fact, that had crossed my mind too as we were sitting at that round table. Once again, because we hadn't really prepped for Michelle, so it's like, well, what did you do? And she didn't necessarily answer the question specifically.
Well, she threw it to Chris and gave him all the accolades, and that's what a good producer does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They really take care of the people, like the creatives, the writers and directors, and don't don't grab for the spotlight.
Right.
Even Gary Kurtz always fell way back into the shadows because that wasn't his thing. That's not what I have to do. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of what she does in the future.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
I mean, maybe she'll be involved with some of the other TV series and
Yeah,
other
oh,
things that
yeah.
are coming on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'd like to see her be a creative consultant at some point.
And I think that as we stand now, we don't know what the next film is that's coming in 22.
That's
But
right.
We know there's a film coming, and I'm sure we're going to hear some more about that next month, probably.
I think
that was my phone. And yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what that is and which creatives are actually involved.
I think we all know what the next standalone movie is going to be. Yoda, a Star Wars story. We said it in the last episode.
No, it's going to be called The Child, a Star Wars story.
Yeah, there you go.
The asset, the package.
Yeah.
At this point, I think we all know what the asset and the child and the package is.
Yeah, I think we can dispense with the secrecy.
Exactly.
You living in England who hasn't had Disney Plus yet, you even know what that is. You knew what Baby Yoda was the night the Mandalorian aired.
Funny that. I don't know how that happens, but even though we don't have Disney Plus, we do have Disney Plus.
Yeah. So
I have a transition. Yeah. So there you have it. That's our highlights from the Rise of Skywalker press junket, which was, of course, on December 4th in Pasadena. Now, there are a few other tidbits and fun moments from that press conference and the roundtable, which you can hear on the latest Fangirls Going Rogue episode, where we go into even more quotes from different people there. So I really recommend kind of a 1-2 punch of this episode and the Fangirls Going Rogue episode entitled Global Press Extravaganza. So head over there and, yeah, tell them that Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Well, where can we find Fangirls Going Rogue?
Oh, well, you can just go to fangirlsgoingrogue.com or search Fangirls Going Rogue on your podcatcher.
Thank you.
Yeah.
all right, so Skywalkers, there you have it. The highlights from the Rise of Skywalker press junket held in Pasadena, California on December the 4th. Now, on our next episode, we will have our traditional roundtable discussions where we gather friends to hear their reactions and all of our breakdowns of The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, and Skywalking Force, we're looking at you. We're going to have a special Skywalking Force episode with some immediate reactions from the Rise of Skywalker premiere.
Recorded
tonight.
in the car on the way home.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you'll have more of the three of us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, well, that wraps up episode 270 of
Skywalking Through Neverland. We want to thank James Burns for coming back, and I didn't know you had a key to the place.
I do.
And-
I actually do.
and literally just dropping in. And we want to thank all you Skywalkers for coming back and listening to us every week and watching our YouTube videos. Thank you, and bigger thank yous to you all.
We'd also like to thank our sponsor, Small World Vacations. Are you thinking of a trip to Disney parks? Well, you can fill out a Get a Quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free of charge, so check it out and tell them that Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Now, I know on Wednesdays, that's when we do our YouTube videos, and I apologize for not having a video last Wednesday.
Well, we went live. When we don't have a video, we'll go live so that
Okay.
we can just chat with you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we do one last? I don't. You know what? We recorded our episode last Wednesday, so
Yeah.
check.
Wow, we crack ourselves up.
Yes, we do. So coming up, we're gonna have our video press conference coverage, and we can't wait to share with you Skywalkers all the fun things you heard about on this episode.
You'll be able to see them. Now, please check out all the rest of the shows on the Skywalking Network.
Skynet.
Including the classic Marvel Star Wars comics, Sabers and Spells, and Talking Apes.
Which the next episode of Talking Apes will be coming out next week, where we talk about the Planet of the Apes 5 CD collection soundtrack.
Ooh, exciting.
Set. Yes. We worked a long time on this one, breaking down all the music from the original Planet of the Apes soundtracks.
You can find us all at skywalkingthroughneverland.com. We want to give a huge thank you for everyone who is part of the Skywalking Force. If you would like more Skywalking Through Neverland in your life, just check out skywalkingforce.com. If you'd like to support us in a different way, just share the show with a friend or share a YouTube video or comment on a YouTube video. We also have swag and fun t-shirt designs available at our TeePublic shop, including I Have Spoken. So that's a really cool shirt. It's flying off the shelves. You can find that if you go to skywalkingthroughneverland.com and click on the Support Us tab, where you'll also find links to Pozu shoes, Oppo suits, and TeePublic.
Now you can also find us where James? Over there at Jedi New.
Put your teeth back in. Over at JediNews.co.uk.
And at Bantha Tracks.
And we are at Skywalking Pod for Twitter and Instagram. You can join our Facebook group where I bet all of you Skywalkers will be sharing moments and fun from this week in Star Wars fandom. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
But no spoilers, please. There are people all over the world that haven't seen the film, so you need to refrain from spoilers, please, please, please.
That goes without saying.
Yes.
We would never ruin moments like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, you can find us on Apple Podcasts or, well, James, where can people find you?
So, JediNews.co.uk. On social media, on Facebook, it's Jedi News. And on Twitter and Instagram, it's JediNews.co.uk. In the new year, things are changing.
Oh.
So, you'll find out what's going on in the new year.
Oh.
Wow, that was a fun tease.
This is news to us.
Yeah. All right, well, stay tuned for bloopers and other fun conversation right after these credits. Now, the next time you hear us, Skywalkers, we'll have all seen the rise of Skywalker. So exciting.
Been waiting 42 years for this. When George Lucas, first he announced 12 films back in 1977.
Yep.
But then pared it down to 9 films. So we'll hold him to that. So we'll complete this 42-year promise. Thank you, George.
So.
Always remember, 1, 2, 3.
Never land on Alderaan.
So let's 1, 2, 3. So always remember.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So.
So
always remember.
Gotcha. Got it.
Oh, we have some bloopers now.
There we go.
1, 2, 3. So always remember.
I'm not going to finish it.
10 to 12 will be me.
Then we roll into the music. Never land on Alderaan. Do you know who came up with that?
Who?
Always remember?
Go on.
Ashley Eckstein.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Tough.
We were doing something, doing an interview.
Kamikaze?
I have no idea, but she said, and always remember, never land on Alderaan.
Oh.
I wonder if Ashley will be there tonight. She might
Probably.
be. She probably
I'm
will.
sure she will be.
Yeah, I hope so.
David.
All right, you guys.
All right, guys, we got to get ready for the world premiere. So, we out.
We love you guys.
We'll post some stuff tonight.